All right. Let me fix myself up here. Look like a ragamuffin. Yeah, it's not too bad outside. Uh, Temps to rise Sunday. Oh, what's in this pocket? Yeah, what's in this pocket? Let's see. I'm a little bit early for our 2 o'clock, so let me go do something here. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Nobody here. Hey, Red, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Haven't heard from you in a long time. Glad you stopped by. Hey, Kristen, how are you? How are you doing? I keep forgetting to take that crown thing off. I have the option of doing that. So, and I just don't do it. I don't know why. Just don't see it, I guess. Yeah, I was just digging through my sweatshirt here. I was yesterday. Is it yesterday? I don't know. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Greg. How you doing? Yesterday, I was metal detecting in my backyard, and man, I dug a hole. Probably one of the biggest ones I've dug in a long time. Probably a foot. It was probably a foot down, and I was like, and my detector kept reading like it's 8 to 12 inches. So I'm like, okay, this is legit. And it was coming up with a coin signal, like, and I'm thinking, oh, because my home was used to be farm like a lot of people's. And I know they did the WPA was out here, they do work in the 30s. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I'd have a nice little silver coin or something. And man, I'm digging, digging, digging. And it's like, oh, getting late. I just keep digging and checking. And this is the metal detector's luck because this is what I found. I don't know if this is just probably just a piece of shard of something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, just junk. But yeah, then I had to fill in the hole. But metal detecting in October, November, December before the ground freezes is perfect because you have till spring. I push all my stuff back down, I step on it so you can barely tell that I've even been in there. And if I do it right, I take a cloth with me and I take the dirt out and put it on the cloth so you don't even see any surrounding dirt. I don't do that in my yard. I just let it go. Um, but yeah, now's the time to. And I was just telling Theo, yeah, hey, how you doing, Theo? I was just telling Theo, he's was out at his cabin and he's got some land out there. Man, I'd love to metal detect that. I can spend hours out there. Just I may not find anything, but you never know. And that's the greatest thing about metal detecting. Just like fishing, dirt fishing is you never know what you're going to find. It's the coolest thing. And yeah, it's a lot of work and a lot of times you won't find anything, but it's good exercise. You're out breathing the air, so can't beat that. Joyful artist Aunt Pam, how are you? Hey, Slim, Jacqueline, how you doing? Mid 70s in Tennessee. That's nice. We're 45 degrees and cloudy, but you know what? I'll take that any day. 45. You start getting used to it, and that's the greatest thing about for me when you go from like 75 to 30, that's tough. But when you start to gradually go down and, you start every day you come out and you're sort of used to it. So 45 is like 75 to me now. It's actually pretty nice. Now, once you get into that, like I said, below 32, that's a problem. That's a problem for me. Bob from Rhode Island, how are you? I knew a guy that would look for burn pits and search for bottles. Yeah, bottles. A lot of people collect those old time bottles. The only time I got an old Pepsi bottle is when I was dumping mulch. Um, I got those bags of mulch. What are they called? Scott's. I have some in here in the garage. Scott's Vigro colored Advantage mulch, and I was dumping that, and I got cut on the finger from and I could tell what it was. It was an old Pepsi bottle because it had the little P on there, like from the 50s. So that was kind of kind of because like one side of me was like, ow. The other side of me was, oh, this is cool with blood on it and everything. I actually cut my finger the other day too. You see that? That was just pure stupidity. The things I do. The things I do. Hey, Karen, how are you? Karen McCoy, how are you? Stay warm. Trekking. Yeah, Debbie and Mike. Yeah. Again, sub 45 is not bad for me. You're early for once, paying bills. The FTM22. Hi, how are you doing? Glad you stopped by. Old Fart 9. I don't remember saying that ever before. Old Fart 9, welcome in. Luckily, you're 75 year. Heat's been out since last Thursday. Where at? The office? You're still working that gig job, right? Well, not a gig job, but or are you home? My son asked for a metal detector in 7th grade. We planted silver dollars in October and November in the yard. Wow. Did he find them all? Because if not, I'll be there. I'll be there. Silver dollars are easy to find if they're out there, because they're large and when a metal detector hits a silver dollar, it's boing. I mean, you can really tell. I mean, think about that. That little nail I got, this was 12, probably 13. I didn't measure it, but probably 12 to 13 inches deep. And this little thing right here, it picked up on, and it's not a top of the line detector. It's an Ace, a Garrett, what is it? It's a Garrett something. A mid-range detector is really all you need. Now, would I love to have one of the high-end Garretts or something like that? Sure, I would. I'd like to experiment with it and check it out. But I think this is just great the way it is. My cabin is an old homestead. It was there 80 years ago. Lots of horseshoes and stuff like that. Yeah, but you have a detector, Theo? I know. I don't remember if I ever asked you. All good in Missouri. Okay, cool. Thank you, Karen. Hey, Kirk, how are you? You had to keep track for sure, yeah. Oh, you're at work? At home. Okay, bad ECM blower motor part should be here today. Okay. Yeah, you're lucky. That's what I'm so afraid of on my heater because it's 28 years old now. And I'm just so afraid that it's going to go. And I'm going to get some quotes. Yeah, I said that before, but I'm going to get some quotes. I don't want to spend the money. I'm like, one more year. But I'm just so afraid with my luck, just like with the water heater. It'll be mid-January. It'll be 5 below zero, and the darn thing will go out. Now, we have a fireplace. We have gas stove. But, that would be tough to be out for that long. So hopefully nothing major is going to happen. And eventually I get that replaced. Carlos, I have to get Buzz to send me your email. My work isn't very impressive. I think so, Theo. You showed me those cutting boards and that table you did. And not only did Theo do those, but he did it for volunteer to send them to. Didn't you send them to the veterans or something? If I remember correctly, the cutting boards. So, Carlos, where are you? See, mine is 20 years old. Yeah, 20 years old, right? That's why I'm so afraid, Greg, that I'm going to have a problem. And I went to that HVAC class on Saturday a few weeks ago, and boy, that sucked. That was terrible. I mean, he was talking to us like we were the 16-year-old kids in his class, and yeah, it just was not worth the $185 that I paid for it. So, what are you going to do? Got up to 80 in South Carolina, man. That's nice. Carrier heat pump. They don't make them like they used to. No. Oh, really, Scott? Huh? Hey, Mr. Roboto. How are you? Fundraiser for the disabled veterans needing new bathroom wheelchair. Okay, that was something to do with the veterans. So that was really nice of you. Living a good life. Howdy, Buckeye. That's right. I can't wait till we crush Michigan. Hey, Juan. Recovering from replacing my 40-gallon Home Depot electric water heater. Did you put in a Home Depot water heater, or did you got your 40-gallon Home Depot electric water heater died? Which was it? How is the pup fostering going? Just great. I haven't fostered any of them yet. The one I wanted, Belle, and I knew this was going to happen. As soon as she cleared medical, which took like a month, she cleared medical, boom, gone. She was adopted. So, and I'm glad, but Monday was kind of a sad day. So, and then I just did that one on Caroline. Me and Mrs. Buzz were talking about maybe bringing Caroline home and my goal is to bring them home, just let them run the house for a few hours, and then kind of see how they are, and then take them back, and then see if that's somebody that we want to at least foster. Hey, Chalker, how are you doing? I just saw you had a couple of videos out there. You had some leaf blower thing or something. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Again, I apologize to everybody. I'm just so far behind. I've seen some videos, and where is Steve? At Steve's retirement corner. I haven't seen anything of him in like 2 weeks. I'm getting worried. I might have to drive to Virginia, knock on his door, and see how he's doing. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Kaz. Yeah, Kaz, that's right. I told you. I responded back to you, and I said I'll drive her down to you. You can adopt her. I think she's going to go pretty soon. She's been having some walks. Like, there's a couple ladies that take these dogs out on what they call pack walks, and they do these different things. And I'm not involved in that yet. And I guess they do the write-ups on them, and Caroline just is a perfect dog, I guess. Replaced my garage furnace last week. Thermostat control top vent. Garage is insulated. Boy, that's nice. Eventually I'll insulate this one, maybe, and put some heat in here. I don't know. I've been toying with the idea, but then again, there's so much stuff against the walls. But maybe I'll do it, just putting some R13 into the walls, and then, which isn't cheap, and some drywall. I think garages have to be 5/8 if I'm not mistaken. I have to look at our code, but I think 5/8 fireproof or something. I'm not sure. Anybody know? I'll have to check it out. After watching your Facebook shorts, my Facebook feed is full of dog adoptions. That's funny. That's funny how Facebook does that, huh? That's funny how it does that. Steve's retired, but yeah, where is Steve at? Where the heck did he go? Warranty replacement due to internal lasted 14 months. Yeah, Juan, I've heard a lot of different things about the Home Depot ones, and I'm not saying that they're bad, but I don't know. I guess if you can get lucky and get some years out of it, and it might be cheaper to do 2 of those versus one big expensive one. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know all that stuff. Your ego mower is getting a workout, mulching a ton of leaves. Yeah, I mulched all mine too, except the ones in the front. It is nice just to be able to just mow them up, and that's how I do it. I mow them up. I rake up the real big ones, and because our city does collect them from the front. They got a big sucking machine that comes by every week or every 2 weeks. And I'm happy with that. But the rest of them, and plus I got a little area in the back that I can throw the leaves in. But yeah, not a big deal. But the ego, yeah, cuts them up pretty good. Doing good. Yep, some attachment for the leaf blower that was supposed to improve things. Was not impressed. Then I built a compost bin. Going to declutter my basement workshop next, I think. Yeah, I got to get this garage cleaned out, man. That has to do with the bathroom. And yesterday I went to that brewery. It's not really a brewery. It's a river. River Roots Barrel Company. That was just so cool. I did a video. It doesn't get a lot of views because I guess people don't like that, but but that was a cool place. And I don't drink, and I didn't even do any tasting. Um, but it was really cool to see how they do it and understand the process. And that was just really something. And he was going to give me a few of those barrels too. And I said, what the hell am I going to do with those barrels? Well, that would be cool. I know a lot of people make stuff out of them, and but I don't have. I'm trying to declutter, not trying to clutter. So yeah, I know what you meant, Scott. Yeah, we can't get another young dog to 4 pets we are. Well, I mean, if you change your mind, Kaz, if you change your mind. You think if they combine the Browns and the Bengals, they could win 8 games? No, I don't think they could. And then you get this whole thing with the spitting again. I just don't. Whatever. I don't get in. Sometimes football I get turned off by it. It just I'm getting turned off by like the whole betting thing. You got the basketball deal. And we talked about this before, but. And now you got the 2 Indians players, 2 of our best pitchers, closers. Now they're probably going to be banned from the league if they haven't already from throwing pitches in the dirt and then collecting the money and whatever, making people rich. And does it happen in football? You can't say it doesn't because they already caught basketball and they probably just got the very tip of the iceberg. They caught baseball. They got the tip of the iceberg. And I just wonder in football, too. You just got to wonder. I don't know. I get a little disillusioned. But I'm disillusioned automatically because I'm a Browns fan. So, so it takes a lot to make me happy. Cleaned out the P-trap under the bathroom sink. Now getting a little bit of water. Still leaking. Yeah, if you don't fit it right, that's can be tough. You just got to make sure it fits right. It's more of I think in my case, it's more luck than science. I cleaned out our kitchen sink. I mean, I tore the whole thing apart, and I was hoping this was about 2 months ago. Cleaned out all the gunk. I mean, I actually was going to put new pipes in, but I cleaned them all out, plastic, And I was thinking, oh God, I'm not going to ever get this put back together. And I did. I actually patted myself on the back because I actually did it right, and it hasn't leaked. You have detached grouch, doubt much of a okay. So I wouldn't have a coating issue. Well, they're not going to check me anyway, but yeah, 5/8 rock in the garage, 20-minute fire resistance. That's what I read. If it's in the difference of price of if the thing costs me $200 more to do it with 5/8, I'll just do it with 5/8. It's not, if you're only talking, it's something that's going to be here for, as long as the garage stands. So why not spend a little bit extra money and do it right? But, yeah, it might not be the code. I have to check, but I hate to talk to the city or anybody about anything because, oh man, they can make your life miserable if they want to. I retired a bit early a few years ago, and I don't regret the decision other than the weekly. Yeah, that's cool. 55, man, that's really nice. That's super nice. Plumbing woes among the worst to deal with. That's right. No, I think plumbing is not as bad because I can deal with plumbing. I mean, I may not be a super smart at it, but I can deal with it. It's electricity that scares me because you can screw up in plumbing. You can't screw up in electrical. That's the difference. Or you can screw up, but you can only screw up once. That's entertainment. Hey, Carlos, what's going on with your house? Did you get any bites on it? Carlos is selling his house in California, and I wonder if you got any bites on it. Got to wonder why Major League Baseball is so surprised that players are partaking in the betting. Yeah, it's going to ruin sports forever. But whatever. Yeah, like smoking and then expecting your kids not to smoke. Yeah, agree on the betting thing. Just a matter of time before it affects the NFL. No, it's already affected it. They just haven't caught him yet. Yeah, they just haven't caught him. And remember, they had a ref that was throwing games in the basketball too. It was some years ago, but he got banned. I think I can't remember his name, but I think that was an issue too. Oh, my whoop! Yeah, I don't know where I got this, but I got a picture of these. Wink, wink, Kaz, that I'm going to put up for Christmas back here. So if I'm allowed to, multi-million dollar pro and 18-year-old college kids kind of takes the fun out of knowing it's all. Yeah, it's about the money. Well, if it's legit money, I don't care, right? And I've always said that about anybody, whether it's the corporate world, whether it's sports, you get what you can get. I'm not one of them finger pointers that say, oh my gosh, this guy's getting $1 billion and this guy's, hey, if the market says you can get $1 billion, go for it. I don't really care. But then again, like in our quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, he's playing football and he's got the big contract, or he's got a minimum contract actually, but yet they're in there stealing in his house. I don't know if you guys saw that, but 3 guys I think broke into his house and took $200,000 worth of stuff. So yeah, there's always people making money and the people stealing the money. It's just the way life is, I guess. Electric, plumbing, gas, it's all a pain. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Lynn, catching the live while doing a deep dive into work email. So that sounds like fun. Not. God, I'm so glad those days are over. Oh, you're finding out tomorrow about the offers. You know what? You did tell me that, Carlos. You said Thursday. And I didn't remember that. But you're right. You said Thursday. Prop bet. How many times will the pitcher grab his in the 5th inning, over and under? Yeah. And you see these commercials now where, I forget what betting app it was, but that's exactly what they were doing. It's like, don't throw him another pass. Don't throw him another pass. I don't know if you've seen that commercial. And then it shows, okay, you got this one. It's like a parlay. You got this one. You got this one. You got this one. Don't throw him another pass. And the clock expires. And they didn't throw him another pass, and the guy won something, Yeah, it's getting down to that. Of course, you're allowed. Okay, thank you, Cass. I appreciate it. California house should sell fast. Our went into bidding war. First weekend on the market. We accepted an offer on Tuesday. Wow. Carlos's house, I saw it on Zillow. It's nice. I mean, nice. I actually, man, if I had an extra couple nickels to rub together, I'd buy it. It's nice. Yeah, it's a shocking experience, Randy. You got that right. I won't screw it. I'll do basic electrical. I don't have a problem with basic electrical. I'm, making sure the breakers are off and all that good garbage, and checking it with the, I use 2 devices to check it in case the first one's not working properly. I use 2. So make sure the line's dead and everything. Then I can play around with it. And then I tell Mrs. Buzz, I said, okay, I'm putting the breaker back on. Let me know if you see any sparks or smell anything. And I'll flip the breaker on, hoping it stays on. And then, okay, I got that so far. Hey, you smell anything? You see any sparks? No. Oh, good. I like fixing utilities. I hate plastering and painting. Randy with the first dad joke of the day. Won't be the last, probably. I didn't put up my Christmas lights yet. No. I have a star that I'm going to put on the roof, and I just got some LED. I got these. I only need like 25 or 30, but it was 100. It was $7.99 at Mark's. So I have lights in there, but they're going bad, and I wanted to put LEDs instead of the incandescent. I mean, not that it sucks a lot of electricity, but I got to get that done, and I'm going to start my roof lights today. I see the neighbor across the street. He's working on his too. And I was surprised. A lot of these houses, there's some houses that in development near me, man, they've already got their lights on. There's like 8 houses I saw driving down the road that they're already flaming out. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. We always wait till at least after Thanksgiving. Day after, that Friday, we'll put them on. But nobody has respect for Thanksgiving anymore. It's such a shame. Just happened to catch the live stream between projects off the Home Depot and Sherwin-Williams. That P-Trap. All right, see you, Nancy. You could change light bulbs and flip breaker circuits. You know what we did? I put in my bathroom. You're actually working on a light switch in your barn today, planning on using the Wago. Oh, the Wago connectors. I've thought about that, and I'm just not a fan of them. And I'm sure people will tell me why I'm wrong, but I'll just stick with the peanuts. I'm good with that. They've been working for how many years? I'll stick with that. But yeah, I don't have anything against it. It's just I'm scared. No, but I just changed the light switch, and um, what I'm doing is using those lighted ones. So they use a little bit of the current, and it's a lighted switch. So in any room you walk into, the switch is actually lit up, and it looks pretty cool. We put that in our bathroom. So if you walk in there, we have two switches, one for the fan for the shower, and then the light. So when you walk in, sometimes people hit the wrong one, or they can't see it, or guests that walk in there. So I lit that one up. So when you walk in there, when it's a little bit dark, you can see it and flip it easily. I'm going to change some of those. And then somebody else was telling me they have proximity sensors now. Like you just walk in I have one in the basement, but it's a 4-foot light, but you walk into the bathroom, and the proximity sensor senses you and turns your light on. You've seen that in other places, but I think I want to replace some of my stuff with that too. I think that would be pretty cool. NFL officials have been corrupt for years. You see how the Chiefs really are, since no calls are favoring them. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to prove anything. That's the problem. You have to get people that are going to squeal, and that's the problem, because it's like gangs. They're not going to squeal. Snitches get stitches, the old saying, right? You have respect for Thanksgiving. Love it as a less commercial holiday. Yeah, it reminds me of Captain Billy's joke, right? What was that? I forget what it was. I threw it away, actually. It was actually pretty funny. Some of you might have remembered. Yeah, Midwest old man, are you working today? I have a few of the permanent light strings hanging in a tree out front, and some around windows. You just leave them around. Yeah, if you can leave them up if they're not like some people put them icicle lights on, and you're up year round, and it's like, that's kind of annoying, because you see stuff hanging off their gutters in July. It's like, okay. Oh, you're working your second job, driving tow truck. Okay, be careful out there. Scruffy and I just got back from our walk, booted up the old computer, and there's Buzz. Old Roscoe, it's nice to see you. Tell Scruffy we said hi. If I could get close to Scruffy, I give him some bones. I got some dog bones. I'll give them to him. Electrician told us if we smell fish, there's probably a wire burning in the wall, burning the insulation. That's a good. That might be true. I don't know. I've never heard that, but that could be true. I wired my garage workshop at the cabin. Was kind of fun. Enjoyed working with the metal conduit, but my bends weren't perfect. Yeah, you get that tool that does that. It takes a little practice, right? I've done it a couple times, but I borrowed the tool, I think it was, for a couple bends, and I did okay. I mean, nothing to brag about. Did I rent that or borrow it from somebody? I don't remember, but I don't have it now. I don't have the tool. I mean, basically, it's something you hook into. It's just a bender, right? It's like a small thing, if I remember correctly. Lately, we've been putting up lights before Thanksgiving in anticipation of our daughter coming home from school in Tucson. Oh, okay. That's a legit reason. Yeah, I don't judge. I mean, in the old days, I just don't see that. I remember. I don't see people putting their lights on. Not they install them, but they don't turn them on until after Thanksgiving. And now it's, I think right after Halloween they start turning them on. It seems like. Making any changes on your Medicare coverage during open enrollment? I don't think I can change much. My well care is going to charge me $760 a month, where it wasn't charging us nothing. So that's times two. I looked at the next one on Medicare.gov, and it's free, but it ends up at $7.60 for the medications a month too. So I won't be making any changes that I can see right now. I think Eric at the Retirement Nerds just put something out about that too. Um, and I haven't, like I said, I haven't been catching up on everybody's videos yet, but I need to see his video on that too. I've been following Eric at the Retirement Nerds for a long time, before I retired, because I just think out of all the people out there, he explains things the best for me. For me, maybe not for everybody, but for me, he does a really good job. I never had much luck with the sensor light switches. After a while, they go bad and come on randomly. That's not good. Yeah, I have the one in the basement, which is for the 4-foot light. One of those 4-footers that hang. It's been working out pretty good. So when you walk in the basement, like I have a switch that puts lights on to the left, but where the laundry room is on the right, you have to go in and turn a switch on. So this way you can walk right in. You don't have to stop, turn it on. The light comes on. It gives you enough light that you can see what you're doing near the washer and dryer. And like we have a little pantry, an old refrigerator down there, which we use as a pantry. It doesn't work. It's an old Sears from the 70s, I think. It might work. I'm not sure. I know we took it out and replaced it, but we just didn't have a heart to throw it away. So we use it as a pantry. It's a side by side. I'm adding a Shelly Smart switch to the outside dumb light switch to turn on remotely on those. Oh, that's pretty good. I've never heard of a Shelly Smart switch. I'll have to look into that. Wago connectors. Yeah, they do make it easier. Simply Creative Robin, how are you? My lights are just those ribbons. You don't see them in the summer. Okay, that's cool. Just cleaned up a deer versus GMC Yukon. Oh boy, that's what you're doing over there, huh? I could imagine when I was walking the dog. I had the husky actually, Daisy Marie, and we were walking in the North 40, I call it, and 5 deer came running out, and Daisy, of course, wanted to go chase them and run with them. But man, the deer, yeah, they're all over here too. I'm surprised I haven't heard of more car versus deer accidents out here. Decorations out of season makes me want to leave them hints. I bought a bender, definitely a learning curve. I wasted a lot of conduit. Okay, yeah, the bender, okay. Did you check Humana? I was told in Tennessee was a zero premium, but I've not checked that out. Yeah, I haven't checked any of that stuff out yet. I go on Medicare.gov and whatever's there. I mean, to me, it's pretty simple. Once you put your doctors in, and you have to be careful, because if you're past your first year, and again, don't listen to me because I'm not anywhere near an expert, of course. But once you're past that first year, and every state is different, and that's why Eric at the Retirement Nerds did a whole expose on Medicare in your state. So if you get a chance, go back like 6 months ago where he did this. I think it was in the summer or spring. He did it up for every state, because every state has different rules. And some you can't change after a certain amount of time, or you have to go through underwriting. Some you can change. I mean, it gets complicated state by state. So I don't think I can change. I'm not positive, without underwriting. And I won't have a problem passing that. But why take a chance? I'm just sticking with the plan. It's still cheap. The Cigna Plan N, still cheap enough for us. So we're going to keep going with that. Husband is retired submariner. Thank God we have TRICARE. Yeah, TRICARE, man. I keep hearing from people who have that, and that's good. That's really good. After helping my daughter navigate through open enrollment, yeah. The wife and I will be open enrollment for what? What is she? So if it's your daughter, is she going to be on the ACA, or is she just trying to find a plan? Or Jacqueline, I'm not sure what she's trying to get. The wife and I will start Medicare Part B for next year. There's a lot to think about when you're starting for the first time. Yeah, get all the information you can. Eric at the Retirement Nerds. I mean, there's other people. Medicare 365. There's Marvin at MedicareSchool.com. I haven't seen him lately. Matter of fact, he hasn't been coming through on my feed. But there's a lot of people out there who seem like they're pretty good. They have their own, they have clients, and some of them push off to other people, but they do their homework. And I haven't heard a wrong thing from those three that I just told you. I haven't heard a wrong thing yet, at least that I know of. Our internet TV phone bundle was $125. Tried to negotiate our provider, and we dropped. 2 months later, we get a flyer for $69 lifetime. I don't think such a scam. I know, but I tell you what, we're after wrestling and mud wrestling with Mrs. Buzz for 2 years. I've given up, but I'm okay with it on the cable. $140 is a lot of money, but I tell you what, when the internet goes out, the cable's still running. If I have a problem with my $35 internet, cable's still running. The shows, I mean, everything's on there. There's so many. I probably have 40 sports stations. I got a fishing channel. I mean, I've got stuff that it's kind of cool to be able to see without messing around with apps and YouTube. What they cut off Disney and ABC, and and yeah, that can happen with cable too. But I just don't want to deal with all the rigmarole of all the apps and all the junk and all the through the internet and all that. I just don't want to deal with it right now. Maybe later, or something happens and I'm by myself or something, then then I'll definitely rethink that. But for now, it's just leave it. I'm fine. And the prices of the apps are going up, and I'm locked in for a few years at the $140. It's actually $139 something, but call it 140. So I'm fine. Yeah. Thank you, Ronald. Yeah, we have TRICARE. It only costed 20 years. That's right. And I appreciate you doing that. Appreciate your service, my friend. The blower. Okay. Better to buy a bender than to go on a bender. Oh, yeah. So she went on the ACA. Okay. Yeah. TRICARE cost me 21 great years. Not looking forward to Medicare in a few years. Yeah, Bo Daddy, how are you doing? I answered your email on that Mint Mobile. Yeah. Because you and old radio dude sent me that about Mint Mobile with the T. And that's what I have. It's Mint Mobile, T-Mobile, $35. Well, it says 30 is the advertisement, but with taxes and everything, mine's $35, and I'm on that. So, and Greg's helping me out trying to figure out different ways so I can get better reception. And I still haven't done anything with that. I don't know why. I'm just getting so lazy in retirement. I swear, I just don't accomplish what I want to accomplish. Well, yeah, with Mr. Roboto, the problem is there's always going to be a customer. That's the problem. So there's always going to be customers out there. You need to insulate the garage and add furnace before cutting cable. Going to be cold winter. Yep. And I'll probably do an inside. I'm thinking about doing an inside studio. 2 pieces of wall board or something with a chair. That'll be my studio. And setting it up. My son-in-law he offered me, he was a photographer. He still is, but he's doing some other stuff now. But he has some lights. He said, hey, why don't you take these lights? And I'm like, holy crap, that's like $1,000 setups, But I might get that for the studio, and like I said, 2 pieces of wallboard and a light. Cold winter in the doghouse. That's right. Same battles are not worth fighting. Just save a few dollars. Let Mr. Buzz have her cable. Yeah, and it's not that bad actually. It's convenient. I don't know. It's after I tried YouTube TV. We did this. We did a parallel. So I spent what $69 for 3 months or something like that. We did a parallel, and it was just more. It was a step down in my opinion. Um, yeah, we saved money, but at the end of the day, how far do you want to go with, you're supposed when you're retired, you're supposed to have what you want, what you worked for 40 years. And if she wants cable, I worked for it for 40 years. She contributed. So, you know what? Why downgrade? I mean, we could eat cat food too, but do we want to? Do we want to save that much money that we could eat cat food and oh wow, we saved a lot of money. but but your lifestyle changes, I don't know. If we have to, we will, but if we don't have to, we're not going to. You have Dish for TV. Oh yeah, you have to see what happens when you move. Yeah, TRICARE is well worth the 20 years. Choose Medicare Advantage. Can you switch during next year's enrollment? I think, it depends on your state, but I think you have a 6 month or 1 year where you can change for the next year, but you have to check. I always say the health markets insurance. That's what it's called, health market insurance. They're little pop-up stores everywhere, and I went there, and they did good. They found some stuff when I did my ACA that I didn't even think of. So I always suggest to people it's free. It don't cost you nothing but your time. Go in and talk to them and say, hey, what do you think? And they're going to run, what are you trying to accomplish? And then they're going to run through everything and say, these are your choices. And you could say, okay, thank you, sign me up. Or you could say, thank you, I'll talk to you later. They know the laws in your state. They know what can be done, what can't be done. So, and it's free. I mean, why not go and talk to an expert, especially if it's free? That's what I really suggest. Bitcoin down to 89 was yeah. It's right. It was 50,000 not that long ago. I can remember. So it'll go back up. It'll go up and down. Just like the market goes up and down. I have a roof antenna on the barn. Yeah, the roof antenna is cool. I actually thought in our process of doing maybe going to the app, I thought about adding that antenna too, but then putting it up in the attic or up on the roof and then wiring it. How would I bring that wire to the back of the TV? And man, it just got a little bit complicated without drilling holes. And I don't know. That was another thing I was kind of like, do I really want to do that? I mean, do I want to go back to what it was in 1970? Really, do I really want to do that? I mean, we're going into 2026 and I'm thinking about an antenna from the 1970s. I mean, think about that. I mean, sit back and think about that. What are we doing? Not sure what's going on. Internet service has been super extended, but not offering 5-year. But now offering, 5 years fixed for $50. Yeah, there's just more competition, I think, and they're all trying to outdo each other. And it also tells you how much profit that they're making on that. If they can go like say 75 down to a 50 for 5 years, that they're still making a profit. It's like any retail thing. Make Macy's 75% off. They give you 75% off and they still make money. So, or any store. Hang a sheet along the clothesline, instant backdrop. That's right. I'll put a tie-dye sheet behind me or something like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's right. Yes, right. Internet competition. You might be onto something with simplicity. My wife gets frustrated asking me how to watch her shows. Yeah, it is. It's just, for us, it's not worth it. Again, someday it might be worth it to do it, but not yet. Her work pays off in the future. Hard work pays off. Laziness pays off right away. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. When it's cold, you just have to do shorter time. Yeah, and streams. Now I'll move downstairs. I just have to work on it. Give her the cable. Yeah. And hey, it's not just her too. I like it. I mean, it's so nice just to flip through, and we got so many stations and now we don't have HBO or any of that kind of stuff. We don't pay for any of that. The only thing I pay for is an extra $10 for the, like they call it, the entertainment package, which has, or sports package, which has NFL Network and stuff like that, which YouTube TV also has. But I also get, like I said, I get a bunch of college stuff. I get local stuff. I get, I can put on football games or basketball games at the college level. There's just so many options. And and just so convenient, pop through it. It's just, instead of hitting the apps and going to this, and I do have the Roku, so sometimes I'll go on Roku. We have a Samsung TV which has its own features, so I could do that. I could just go on Roku and Samsung. I could, but it's just, but then you got to click to this and click to that and find stuff. This is just easier and seamless. So we'll stick with it for right now. The CEO of Kaiser makes 15 million a year. Well, again, that's what I was saying. So this guy makes 15 million, and what is the Cleveland Browns Myles Garrett making? And nobody talks about that, or these baseball players. What's the Yankees team payroll? It's just, you could point fingers everywhere, but at the end of the day, I don't care. If it was Buzz making how much, 15 million, I'd take it. I'd take it. That's just the way it is. If you work for Kaiser and you're not happy about it, get another job. You're talking one person making that money. And I just don't believe in capping it because you're not allowed to make more than X amount. Like, who's to say that? That's just, and then there's tricks. There's also tricks in the trade, as everybody knows. They take a lower salary and then they give them all this stock and they do all this other bonuses and stuff. And so the upper doesn't look like 15 million. It looks like 8 million, but there's 15 million built in. And that's, a lot of companies play it that way too. And unless you dig deep into their financials, you don't even know that. So, yeah, I don't get involved in that kind of stuff. Starlink, which we switched to, is actually gaining subscribers. Starlink is good, and it's needed for people who don't have any internet service anywhere, but it's expensive. It's not cheap. And if you can get it cheaper, why not get it cheaper? But there are places that you have to have Starlink. I heard Chapter was a good one to ask about. Those experts on Medicare get paid by the government. Doesn't cost you anything to use them. In other words, you're paying for their expertise. Yeah, right. And that's true. I mean, the government does pay them. And that's the only thing you got to watch on the Plan D, the drug plans. They don't make any money on drug plans. So, and I think, this is my personal opinion, whether they've said it or not on these channels, it's my personal opinion. Pushing you to an Advantage plan, they get more money. So they might try to push you to an Advantage plan versus something else. I mean, they're supposed to not really advise you which is the best, so to speak. They should just give you the options and tell you what everything covers and what your deductibles are and all this good stuff, and let you make the decision. But I think there's, well, why wouldn't you? If you get paid more for an Advantage plan than you do over a supplement plan, why not push the Advantage plan? So, I mean, I can see it happening, but you just got to go in there smart and maybe take 24 hours to make a decision, then go back and just don't sign anything on the spot. But do your homework before you go in. And they're either going to tell you, hey, you're right in your thinking, or they're going to point out things to you that maybe you overlooked and didn't think about, which is nothing wrong with that. Nobody has the right answers all the time. Roof antenna's got a better picture than cable. Yeah, sometimes that's true. Um, Uncompressed signal, right? That's true. You're getting that raw signal exactly. Um, Satellite companies or cable companies getting off the satellite, they will compress it, and you actually get a worse picture. That's true. I've read a little bit about that. When cable was $15 a month, that's right. And they said back in the 80s when we first got it, commercial free. You won't see a commercial. That's why you're going to pay us, and we won't show you commercials. Yeah, where did that go? Where did that go? That thinking. The profit is huge. Internet bandwidth is not very expensive these days. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Greg. And you're in that business, so you probably know better than I would. Um, I think they're making a killing. And again, I think, and not to be a socialist in any way, because I'm not. I mean, I will put that out there. I don't believe in that. But I think that the government, I would not have a problem with the government putting out free internet. I mean, let's just call it like it is. Everybody uses it, it's everywhere. And to have certain people profit off of it, I would just rather, I would love to see it. Call me out if you think differently, but I'd like to see the government basically give out free internet. Um, I don't care who pays for it, as long as it's not me and you. Because I think it's just everybody needs it and everybody uses it. And we've been pushed into that from all these companies. So why not let the government pay for it? Just my opinion. Lots of sub channels on over the air TV. Yeah, old Roscoe, that's true. You can get a lot of, I think I looked it up. I think it's the antenna guy. I think his name's the antenna guy or something like that. He shows all the different antennas you can use, and there's a app that tells you what channels you can pick up in your area from your zip code and different things like that. I tried that out, and there was a lot of channels. Now, a lot of them were QVC type things, and some really junk channels that we would never watch. You got my father-in-law hooked on Pluto TV. I watched that. Um, I've seen Pluto TV many times. I popped that in. Bernie Kosar got a new liver. Yes, he did. Boy, he looked really bad for a while. Hopefully that's really. Hopefully the liver takes. And the little the young 21-year-old kid that died. Too bad, but man, he sacrificed his liver for Bernie, and that's really cool. The CEO Buzz's retirement garage yes, the CEO Buzz's retirement garage has gotten 5 million views. Yeah, since 2023 December, 5 million. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's why I posted it, because I was like, holy cow, 5 million. I can't even imagine that number. Seems like all school system superintendents get fired, but still get 3 years pay. Yeah, the golden parachutes and all that. Being retired is not the money; it's the loss of social connections I had at work. Thinking of, yeah, that's why the YouTube has really helped me. Like stuff like this. We got 75 people watching and only 19 likes. What's going on with that? We got 75 people watching, and you guys are commenting. And I mean, that's great social interaction for me. And then I did the volunteering, and like I said, with the dog shelter, animal shelter, there's dogs and cats there, but I just stay on the dog side. I got enough cats here. And then I got the forum for Meals on Wheels. I had that. I downloaded it. Lady, the executive director or whatever, the one in a town near me, sent me the paperwork, and I'm thinking about doing that one day a week. But I also talked to a supervisor at Home Depot, and I might even do that in January. So I'm still up in the air. Part of it's for the money. The Home Depot is for the extra money to pay for my HVAC. But the other part of it is to meet people with the Meals on Wheels and the dog shelter, is the exercise. Dog shelter is good exercise. I get 3-4 miles a day on Mondays, so just one day a week. And then Meals on Wheels, which would be cool to interact with people my age or older. I think that would be cool. With my line of BS, I could talk their ears off. So they need a companion for a minute. That'll be me. Now, in that case, I'll do more listening than talking. Maybe. Maybe. Starlink recently added a home, $40 a month. Yeah, that's cool. And they're competitive, Greg, with the other ones like this T-Mobile for 35. That's pretty competitive. I didn't know that. Glad to hear I'm not a commie. No, we don't do politics here, but I just don't think socialism is a good way to go. I'll just leave it at that. Did YouTube send you a plaque for reaching? No. I think you got to get like a million views or a billion views, or I don't know what you have to get, but I think it's no, I think it's subscribers. They don't go by views. I think, I'm not positive, but if you get 1 million subscribers, you get a plaque. I think it's something like that. I read it once and didn't care because I know I'll never reach that plateau, so I put it out of my mind pretty quick. When professional sports players hold out for 50 million instead of yeah, how much? Yeah, but then they still go gambling, just like our pitcher. He's making a ton of money, but yet he still has to go and throw the game. Not throw the game, but throw pitches so that people can make money. And I don't know. Like, why would you ruin your career? I mean, his whole career is. I mean, the millions that he potentially could have made over the next 5 years or whatever is gone. Why would you take that chance? I just don't get people. I really don't. I don't understand them sometimes. And I always think that, maybe, they're putting a gun to their head, so to speak. Maybe I got pictures on you kind of thing, and you got to do this, blackmail. And maybe there could be something to that, but I haven't heard that yet. I mean, that would be tough. If they got, I'll harm your kid or something if you don't do this. Maybe I watch too many black and white movies, but good point on the drug plans. Forgot about that. They also get paid a trial when you re-up. So if you're not happy, you can switch. Yeah, I don't know about the switching part because that's why I don't want to say anything because every state's different and I just don't know what everyone's state is. So I obviously don't want to say anything. Elon could pay for it. Easy peasy. Yeah, he could. Free internet, free healthcare. I don't know about free healthcare would be nice, but it's just a tough one. But let me get through these and I'll tell you something. Yeah, who cares? Pays for as long as it's not me or you. Yeah. Anyone know what's up with Steve? No, I just asked the same thing. Steve's retirement corner. I just asked the same thing because I haven't seen him last week, and then I didn't see him this week, and he normally doesn't go 2 weeks without posting something. So I hope he's okay. I don't have his phone number or nothing like. As a matter of fact, he doesn't have a phone. He's got a wall phone, I think, and of course, I don't have that number. I do have his email. I could email him. And he wasn't on Saturday's live. Sometimes he peeks in on that. And I didn't see that he was there Saturday. So I hope he's doing okay and there's no issues. I'm a capitalist too. When the CEO is making 4,000 times and that average worker can barely. Well, again, if they paid you that amount, would you take it? Or would you say, no, nobody else is making that, so I don't want it? So, and answer yourself that question. I mean, in truthfulness, eventually you'll run out of other people's money. Yeah. Kind of like a social hour. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Starter homes used to be 1 year's salary. Now it's 4 years. Average age of. Yes, I saw that stat, Scott. I saw that. It was like in 1980s, your first time home buyer was 29 9 years old, and now it's 40 years old. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that sounds like it could be. I did hear that. At 100,000 subscribers, a silver plaque. Okay, it's 100,000. Okay, yeah, that's why I figure I'm not even. What am I at? 30, 31 or something. I'll never get to 100,000. Now Dwayne might. He's at 60. Last I saw, he was at 60 something. He's not that far away, and maybe a year or two, he could be at 100,000. He could be the first one, at least in the group that I watch, anyway. Oh, and 1 million is gold plaque. Okay, all right. All the 80-year plus I know tell me the key is to never stop moving, always stay active, and that's true, Theo. And you're a doctor, you should know, right? And that's actually true. That's why I get disgusted with myself, because I don't feel I exercise enough. And I know J&P pointed out before that I'm walking on Monday. I'm walking the 3 or 4 miles, which is true, but I need to be doing that 3 to 4 times a week. And I used to do that. I have from my house around another area all the way back to my house is 4 miles. And I used to do that a couple times a week, and I just stopped doing it since I retired. Well, I haven't done it this year. Let's put it that way. And I need to be doing it. Like I said, I got this bicycle sitting here. I need to be riding that. It's a fixed bicycle. You know what I mean? Aerodynamic thing. I need to be doing that kind of stuff, because the first thing that goes is your legs. And I need to keep the legs going. I've never seen your handle and comments over on Larry's retirement. Larry? I don't know who Larry. Oh, you're talking. Just saw Steve today. He doesn't like the cold. Oh, he did a video today? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You saying he did a video, or did you see him? Like you walk over to his house and see him, Robert? Or did he do a video? From my experience, you don't want free healthcare. Lots of reasons why. It's great in theory, but the reality is scary. Yeah, you need to put the DR in front of your name, Theo, so people know you're an actual doctor. An actual legit doctor. The median age for all home buyers is 59. Ooh. My answer is no. I don't need to make gazillion, especially if my employees want to live out of their car. That's just wrong. Okay, and I'm not going to argue with you about it. I mean, everyone has their, but then again, you're saying that what you're saying is that I can cap, or somebody has the power to cap your salary. And that is a road I will never, ever, ever go down. No one is ever going to tell me how much money I can make. They don't care if I make zero. They don't really give a rat's rear end if I make zero. They don't care. But at the other end of the spectrum, you're not going to tell me what I can make. Who is that power that's going to say, oh, that's it. Can't make any more. Nope. No, you made too much money. Yeah, I'll never go down that road. But I understand what you're saying, too. I completely understand. But again, the broad spectrum. When you're growing up, do the right things. And it's not easy. It's always easier said than done. Get into a trade. Get into something where you're going to make money. And, and I know not everybody can do that. Not everybody fits the category. Don't be helpless. Help yourself. Don't be the one that works for $15 an hour. Educate yourself. Find a field that pays more. Be motivated. Be motivated to do something with yourself that you're currently not doing. Kick yourself in the ass and get out there and find a better job. Educate yourself. Do what you have to do to make money. Do 2 jobs. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get to the next level. Don't be satisfied with $15 an hour. If that's not you, don't be satisfied. Always try to pick yourself up and do something. With the internet out there, there's so many ways to educate yourself. There's so many ways to raise yourself up. Don't let yourself just stay, I'm done. Off the soapbox. I wish I was 18 when I bought my first home. I would do it again today if I was 18. If you join Home Depot in there, you'll rack up the miles. My husband and I built our home around age 36, mid 90s. 86-year-old buddy goes to the gym once a week, swears by it. He'll outlive me. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. I guess I would say if I'm a business owner, it's money capital at risk. But if you're a hired hand like a bank CEO, yeah, I hear you, Chalker. I mean, I hear you. I do. Real engineer. Well, it's just I just when people are down on themselves, and I try to coach people that do talk like that, because there's options. You're never. There's always options. There's always options. Now, everybody's situation is different, and people with disabilities or people that they just can't make it. They can't do it. I understand, but the majority of people, they just can't feel down on themselves. They got to pick themselves up, and they just got to make the change. They have to do it. Otherwise, they're in that mode the rest of their lives, and a lot of people can do it. They just need a kick in the rear end, and they can do it. They just need the motivation factor. And I'm telling you, people are a lot smarter. They're a lot better than they think of themselves sometimes, Oh, I'm a loser. I can't do it. Nah, man, don't talk like that. You can do it. And here's how. We'll talk about how. We'll talk about your options. We'll talk about how to get yourself going. And I'm right behind you all the way. I'm standing right behind you, pushing you forward. That's just the way I've always felt about things. But again, that's me. Steve's video is 11 days old. Said he was going to work around the house next week, stain the floor. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I know it was a long time ago, but still, he's usually puts one out. Being married and having children to feed is a good motivator. And yeah, my father used to go to the Parma Senior Center. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think the big thing now is where is it? Middleburg Heights. There's a swimming pool, the rec center out there. One of my friends that I worked with, I guess him and a bunch of other people, they go out to is it Middleburg Heights, or Strongsville or something like that. The rec center where they have a swimming pool and all that stuff. So a lot of the old people hang out there. I used to tell the boss I was overpaid, but not enough overpaid. Just check Steve page, and he hasn't posted since 11 days. Yeah, that's what I mean. Usually he's got one or two a week, and sometimes he'll miss a week. But yeah, I always said that to you guys. If you don't see me for a week or two, you better call 911 because something's wrong. Matter of fact, I was just getting ready I made up some notes. I got some notes here for a video I'm going to do probably today or tomorrow when I get to it. Every time something pops into my head, I have to bring it out. I used to tell the boy, yeah, just check. Yeah, sorry, just seems posted the same thing. Yeah, that's okay. Tomorrow should tell the tale of Steve. He's on live third Thursday. That's right. I always forget, Ronald. You're right. I always forget the third Thursday. Hopefully he'll put something out to remind me. I should actually put that in my phone. Hey, speaking of phone, I want to ask you guys something. Have anybody, because I'm trying to do something, and have you guys heard of pirate ship? It's the way you ship something. It's a app or a thing called Pirate Ship. Have you ever heard about that or heard about it? Kaz, you're funny. Yeah, that was my brother on the bourbon video. Yeah. Temperature in the garage, well, it's 44 out right now, so can't see my breath yet. Oh, pirate ship. Okay, retired with purpose. Good that you're here. So pirate ship. I don't know if you talked about it on one of your videos or not. Um, but Chat GPT was telling me because we got some packages to send out, and I was trying to ask Chat based on the weight, the size, what's the best, cheapest way to go, and he keeps talking about I named him Chad, so Chad keeps saying pirate ship it's a discount shipping tool. But I didn't know if that's legit or not. But yeah, have you you'll save 40% over US. How do they make that work, retire with purpose? Like how do they get volume discounts from the post office or something? How do they make their money? I don't get it. How much was a bottle of bourbon? The bottles that they sell, you can't buy anywhere else. So they can anywhere from, I think like the average was 75 to like $100. They've got some over $100. I actually, just not watching this live, especially this far into it. But I actually bought the rum. If you saw those 2 bottles of rum, I bought one of those. That was $70. I bought one of those for them because her husband has a collection of bottles, and I thought that'll look good sitting there. Whether they open it or not, that's fine, but it looks cool. But yeah, those that whole thing was pretty cool. And let me tell you something that I should have brought up in the video. Did you know that the only place that makes bourbon that can be allowed to be called bourbon is the United States? No other country something and call it bourbon legally. You have to, only the United States has bourbon. And then if you take it out of that barrel, so it starts with a white oak barrel. And once you take it out of that white oak barrel, it becomes whiskey. So it's not bourbon anymore. Basically, once you take it out. Now you can clean out a barrel and you can do this and that, and they sometimes there's places that do that. They take the char off, sand them down or whatever, the insides, and they can reuse the barrel. But basically, in a nutshell, once you take that barrel and you try to put it in something else, it becomes whiskey. So that's something. I don't know. Yeah, volume. Okay. I'm going to check it out, retired with purpose. I'm going to really check that out. And if you guys do any kind of eBay stuff, yeah, are you going to get into eBay, which I'm going to this winter? That's going to be our declutter project and selling on eBay. Check out Retired with Purpose. Dave, his videos, he's got a ton of good videos out there. Talk about, basically all the steps on how to ship eBay. If you're just a beginner or you've done it a few times and you need to get a refresher, he's the guy. He's one of the guys to definitely check out his videos. I like overpaying the post office. That's the American way. That's right. Today is 50 days without pay. Crazy. Well, how come they didn't pay you yet? Yeah, I thought since it's settled, shouldn't the checks, they're electronic, why wouldn't they just send it out to you? They negotiate a low shipping price from carriers, say 45%, then they offer that 40. Oh, okay, 5% on. Okay, that makes sense. Late fees and interest. Yeah, I know it's all about side hustles. I remember our conversation, Dave. That was absolutely. What are you doing? Cat's going a little nuts over there. Sees a bird. Mike, what? So wait, so the government's open. They settled and everything's electronic. So why haven't you been paid? I don't get it. Did I miss it? What? That's what they say, Kaz. That's what they say. Pirate ship is free. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna set that up today when I get off of here. I'll probably today or tomorrow I'll set it up. I'll see what it's like. I'm glad you were here to tell me that because I'm afraid, always afraid to set up new apps and stuff because it's just such a hassle, especially if it's nothing you want. Then you get the emails and then you have to unsubscribe. It's just I'd rather not deal with it unless it's pretty good. Oh, you logged on when we're talking about bourbon. Ah, okay. Yeah, I did that bourbon video from that. They buy what they do is they buy barrels, river. Um, yeah, what is it? River Barrel Company or something. But they buy barrels from the distillers in Ohio, in the United States. They bring it into Ohio, into Cleveland, and they'll buy 3 or 4. So then what they do is they have bourbon aficionados, and they come from all over the U.S. and they'll tap like 1, 2, or 3 different barrels, and they'll do a tasting, and then they'll basically say, okay, we'll buy this barrel, or we'll buy all 3, or we'll buy 5 barrels or something. Each barrel can get you around 120 to 140 bottles, sometimes less. Like they've gotten so if the distillers stack them way up, I guess you guys would know probably better than me that there's these they call black houses or something where they stack these barrels, oak barrels, super high, and the ones that are high get evaporation. And the more evaporation they get, it's called angel's wings or something. The more evaporation they get, the stronger the bourbon will be. So you might get one barrel that's supposed to be full, and it might be a quarter full, but it's going to be 140, 150 proof. So they can bottle that where there's certain people that'll pay more for like 150 proof over your basic, 80, 100 proof or something like that. So it's interesting how they do all this. And then the company or the people that buy it, the bar or whoever, they'll create their own label, and it'll say, it'll have the company name in Cleveland, and then it'll have a picture or logo, which you saw in the video if you watched the video, and they'll slap those labels on, bottle it, and then that barrel, all of it will go into the bottles, and then they'll ship them out to you. And I mean, that's a pretty cool endeavor. I never heard of anything like that. There's not that many people that do it, and it's pretty neat. And it's right downtown in Cleveland. Yeah, Sanders is going to start against the Raiders. If any team to start against, the Raiders would be the one. So hopefully they'll be all right. They'll do good. Should be getting paid soon. Been saying that since they opened. Yeah, with the electronic stuff, Mike, I just think it would take a matter of hours, but that's just my opinion. You buy a label and then slap it on your package. Then when you go to the post office and walk past the waiting line, you set it on the counter. I know what you mean. You can go over the waterfall in the barrel when you're done drinking it. You know what? Tom who was there. Tom was saying that. He said he has some extra barrels. And he doesn't have room to store these extra barrels, so he actually sells them for like $60 or something. I don't know. I saw a Facebook post that he had it on there, and he said that's what he was going to do was label them all and put his advertising on the outside of the barrels and throw them into the Cuyahoga River, and people would see them in the river with the name on it as advertising. And I said, no, don't do that, man. The Coast Guard. You'll probably a ship will hit it or a boat or something, and the Coast Guard will fine you $50,000 for that. So, not a good idea. Found the bourbon video interesting. I had no idea bourbon could be profitable. Yeah, I didn't talk to him about obviously profit and all that. That's none of my business, but I kind of know what he pays for a barrel, and just by how many bottles are in a barrel and versus what I saw his retail prices were. Now he's got 3 or 4 or 5 guys working for him, so and sometimes more. And they actually had a backlog because if you listen to the video, 85% or 80% of those almost 100 drums were sold already, and they just got to get to the task of bottling and shipping. So, and some of them they're waiting on labels, but yeah, they're hustling in there, and then they do the same. I think Maker's Mark does that wax thing. They do that too, which I, I he probably would have let me film that, but I decided not to because I didn't want to get into anything that would, proprietary or he felt uncomfortable with. And I didn't even want to ask him. I just said, hey, we'll just do the lobby and we'll do right here where the barrels are. And that was so interesting to me. Our furlough employees got paid on Monday. Oh, well, that's good. Hey, Drake May yeah. Drake May seems, excuse me, seems like the real deal. Yeah. Oh, wedding props? Wow. Well, if you go to River Roots Barrel Company, you can ask them about any, if you want some barrels, um, I'll pick them up and I could get one in my car at a time probably. You can head down there in Cleveland or um, I can meet you somewhere close by and get it to you if you want. I used to know a guy who rented out. Okay, yeah, yeah, they're pretty cool. The char that's inside. They're charred inside, and there's different char levels too. I learned a lot. I don't remember everything, but like there's a char level 1 all the way up to level 5. The amount of char that's on the and they don't call it wood, they call it something else, fancy term, and it's about this thick. But I thought it was funny with the bung, and I said on the video, I said, so when he popped the bung, so that's a bung hole. Just the bung hole word, just I don't know, for some reason the comedic side of me, I was laughing. I don't know why. Probably like I was 10 years old again. I watched a program where Scottish whiskey manufacturers buy those barrels at a premium. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, they're white oak barrels, and I think they must go through quite a few of them. Yeah, maybe the bourbon video provided the owner some. Well, that's what my goal was too, because he allowed me inside to see that, me and my brother, and he's actually he's part of our family. So he's my brother's wife's brother. So in all fairness, what do they say in I forget the word, but but yeah, he's part of the family, but I've never been down there before. I've never seen the operation, and they are moving. They're going to another place in Cleveland, a bigger place, because I was even saying to him, you got 30 more, you got 100, almost 100 barrels here, and you got 30 more coming in. You don't have room for that. And he goes, yeah, I know. We make it fit. But by the first of the year, they'll be in a new place. So, and for some reason, my phone had some kind of junk on it. So that video was pretty poor too. That's why I want to get rid of my phone and get some kind of camera to do my videos. I've been looking at different things, but I'm just not sure what to get. I saw a show about single malt scotch from overseas. I don't drink that stuff, but the history behind all that was very interesting. Oh, yeah, this was just their whole situation, the way they have it set up and everything, has just really intrigued me. I mean, it just, what a way to make money. I mean, it's just basically you're buying it. You have to get the people to come in. And I get, here's what I would say. There's these bourbon aficionados that they just love this kind of stuff. I mean, they love it. And there's more out there. Like, remember the old, usually you go to the cigar shop and there'd be a cigar room and you'd see the guys in there smoking the cigars. Well, it's the same thing. Bourbon's the same way, that there's just people that they love it. And they just love, I mean, that's their sport, like fishing or hunting or something like that. Their sport is bourbon. And they'll look for the best bourbon, they'll look for the best places, they'll the best taste, and money's no object. They'll just pay whatever. And and it's a bigger club, if you want to call it that, a bigger club than I ever realized. I mean, it's just people from all over the U.S. and the world. It's very interesting to me. I mean, I could have asked them 100 questions and just kept learning and learning. It's just interesting. And I don't drink. You know, that's the thing. I don't drink. Any plans to travel? No, not really. No major plans anyway. My brother wants me to go, me and Mrs. Buzz to go to spring training and Indian spring or Guardian spring training, Arizona, I believe. He tries to go out there. Him and his wife try to go out there every year, but he's in the Washington area. So he's a little bit closer, but still a decent distance. But they'll fly in and spend 3-4 days there watching some games and doing some stuff and just enjoying the Arizona weather. So maybe I'll do that. I mean, I'd like to do that, head out there. I thought about it last year. We really thought about it. We were close and we didn't do it, but maybe this year we might. That'll be your new hobby. Life was more fun. Yeah, life is definitely more fun when you drink, right? But yeah, in my family, I think alcohol kind of ruined. I mean, the '70s, the '60s, and the '70s were just so much different with smoking and drinking. It was just so out there, and it's caused a lot of problems in a lot of people's lives. Um, I don't. I look at somebody who's drinking or whatever. I don't judge them, but I just know in our family, it's with my mom and dad or stepfather. Well, even with my father and my stepfather, it's been a problem. It's caused 2 divorces basically. So I don't know. I just don't want to get into it. The drinking and all that stuff. Not that I didn't, but as I've gotten older and we had kids, it just wasn't something I wanted to do. And I don't like wine either. A lot of people are wine people, right? That's the big thing for the last 10, 15, 20 years is the wine people. And I don't drink that either. So I just don't have a taste for it. I'm not a big beer fan. Yeah, growing up I did, but I just don't really care for the taste of beer. You know what I like? Coffee. That's all I like is coffee. That's it. Coffee and water. That's all I drink. And tea. I will drink tea sometimes too. Take your show on the road. I'm going to do that this Saturday. Now, Mrs. Buzz is she's got a cold now. We went to we went and stopped at somebody's house. My brother's basically gave his house to his daughter. And since they're in town, they stay there, of course. And there was a house full of people. And I think my wife got sick there. So she's hacking. But Saturday, well, I don't think she'll go, but they got the Christmas connection at the IX Center. And I might do a live video from there. The people who make our paraphernalia, Buzz's Retirement Garage hats and sweatshirts and mugs, they're going to be there. So I might do a live with them. And they got a bunch of stuff for sale there, so I might buy some Christmas presents for Mrs. Buzz. We'll see, especially if she's not going. Bourbon is history. It was all put in those barrels. Yes, absolutely, Greg. Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of 10 and 12-year stuff is what they basically have there. No responsibilities. That's right. All we had to do was get home, and Dana, all we had to do was get home and hide the fact that we were drinking or smoking or whatever we were doing. Yeah, you had several die in your family. Yeah, my neighbor. I'm telling you, I'm not going to go into the whole thing because it was crazy. My son was shocked when I had wine the other day because we never drink. My neighbor, her husband fell off the BP building. He was an iron worker, and when they were making the BP building, I think it was called Ohio back then, if I remember. I don't remember the time change or whatever, if it was BP, but I'll call it BP building. Um, in Cleveland, it was a pretty huge building, tall building. He fell off of it and got paralyzed. So she took care of him next door, and she just started drinking and drinking and drinking, and basically she died. One day, father came over, and they tried everything. I mean, I was over there helping feed Tony, and because she was so drunk, she'd be passed out in the living room, and we went in there and we'd give him a snack or something, and empty. He had a bag or pee bag, not to get into all the gross stuff, but I would empty that, um, and it was sad. And next morning she was fine till she started afternoon. She started drinking again, and I watched it, and I watched her. Basically, I watched her die from it, and it was a year, 2 years of just crazy stuff. I don't know, just crazy. Remember hitchhiking? Yep. Yeah, yeah. I used to hitchhike all the time. Not to say I'm proud of it, but I never had a bad experience. Um, Luckily, I never had. But I don't know. Times just seemed different back then. It just seemed like if somebody pulled over and it was a long-haired hippie type, you knew you were fine. I mean, it was the straight guys. The the butch haircut guys you had to be worried about. But no, I never had a problem, and I hitchhiked quite a bit, and mostly all good people. Now, I wasn't hitchhiking 40 or 50 miles. I was just going a mile down the road, 2 miles over here, 5 miles there. So it wasn't like I was in the car very long, but I remember those days. Oh, thanks, Kaz. Yeah, I know. 280 zone. Yeah, you're late, but 280 zone. We were just talking about you got a head cold too, right? I was just saying, Mrs. Buzz, she's got a cold going on, and she doesn't get sick often, but she's also one of those that won't take any shots. She won't take a flu shot, she won't take a COVID shot, she won't take any because she got a flu shot one time years ago, and she got deathly sick from it. And they say, oh, it's not true, but she firmly believes it, and she's going to stick to her conviction, and she'll never get another flu shot or any other kind of shot again. She just doesn't think her body likes it. And not to say that that's why she got sick this time, but I haven't got sick yet, but knock wood, I don't get it. I hope I don't get it. So, Kaz, I hope you're feeling better. Obesity related cirrhosis is much more common today than alcohol related cirrhosis. Yeah, that's why pushing those, and I don't know if it's good or bad, and maybe you guys could tell me, but that the drugs that they're pushing now for weight loss, Ozempic, just one of the name brands, right? um that could be a very interesting thing now. I hear a lot of people, and like on the news, are taking it. um I don't know. I don't know if that's and for some people, I think that's going to be a really good thing, regardless of the side effects, because, like you said, with obesity, um, I assume Ozempic takes away your appetite, but I don't know anything about it. So, Theo, or anybody that knows about it, let me know. I know a couple of you on here were using something like that. I can't remember who it was, and I certainly won't call you out on it, but yeah, you're trying to sleep it off. My uncle did drive a VW camper bus in the 70s, so a magnet for long haired. Yeah. Yep. I get a flu shot, but never again a COVID shot. Yeah, I didn't have no problems with my COVID shot that I know of. Not that I got two of them, not that I know of, but I got the one at the hospital at um, the one shot one, J&J. Then I start reading all this crap about it. Oh, it's causing all these issues, and I'm like, oh man, really? I thought, okay, the one shot's better than the two shot, and it turns out that the J&J was the worst one. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just her conviction on it. Hey, Bill, how are you doing, Bill? I know you're not a shot person, are you, Bill? Get a chance, check out Bill's channel. Not good at anything. Not good at anything. That's Bill's channel. Check him out. He's in California. He's a scientist. Some of his videos will just make you shake your head because, Bill, I got to be honest with you. A couple of those videos, I'm just way out in left field, man. You're a lot smarter than me. Let me tell you. Eat an apple, drink water, and walk. I just ate a big apple yesterday. Actually, I've had 2 nights in a row I ate an apple. My go-to, which is really really bad, is the pretzel sticks. I get the little plastic container of pretzel sticks, loaded with salt. I know that's the worst thing you could eat. It's like eating cake and salt. But man, I love them. I can't help it. Oh, Shirley, you got the seventh day of the cold from HE double toothpicks. Coughing, sneezing, horrible. You feel better today. That's good. Yeah, it must be going around. That's why I was going to the Christmas connection on Saturday. I'm thinking, oh, crap, with all those hundreds of people, I could pick up something there. And then, whoa, 4 days later, 5 days later is Thanksgiving. So that'll work out real good. Thanksgiving, I'll be sick. And we'll just call it off. I don't want my daughter getting sick, and it's just going to be daughter and her husband, um, I think, for Thanksgiving. So we'll just call it off and do it another day if we get sick. Yeah, going to seventh day. Yeah, I'm always offered shots when I go to the doctor. Latest with hepatitis. Now they haven't done that for me yet. My corona. Oh, I got the pneumonia shot. That's what I got. They gave me because I always get the flu shot. My cancer doctor told me always get the flu shot, especially when COVID was around. Get the flu shot. He thinks it was going to help. So he just always told me to do it, and I trusted this guy. And so I always get the flu shot, but they offered me the pneumonia shot this time, and I was kind of hesitant on that, but I went ahead and got it. I mean, I sore arm, but I never got sick from it. Only shot I ever got sick from was the stupid shingles shot. You're supposed to get two. I got the one, and man, I felt so bad. I said, I'm not getting the second one. I mean, I know shingles is nasty from what I've heard. It's nasty, but I did not want to go through that and get the second shot on the shingles. I just said, hopefully one will help. My corona is finally healing from COVID shot, but they'll never admit it. I don't know. I can't say what the science says. Howard at Otter's retirement corner and Bill, they spar over the COVID shot. And I don't know. Is there data out there saying this? Is there data saying that? Is the data accurate? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that one. That's for sure. Yeah, 280 zone. That's right. Bill's channel. You got to put your thinking cap on. He gets into some stuff that's pretty cool though. You had the J&J, fortunately. Yeah, I like I said, I had no problem with it, but I read stuff. But again, with any shot anywhere, you're always going to have people. There's always going to be that certain percentage that react differently. I think with anything that happens. So I don't know. You're going to do one on how AI is going to take away all our jobs. Yeah, go on, Bill, because I've been preaching that for a few months now about this is getting crazy. It's getting really crazy now. And I did that one video about the robots. I mean, Samsung's coming out with the Ballie, Ballie. It's just going to roll around by your feet, and it's going to tell you to take your medicine, and it's going to be your companion. It's almost like a dog. It just rolls around, follows you around. Yeah, people say, what about steps? Yeah, that's a good question. If you got steps, that's a problem. But I mean, it's going to be crazy how things are going to go. It's going to take a while, but it's here, and it's every year you're going to notice a lot of different things. Order out for Thanksgiving, go out to a restaurant with family friends. Oh, that's good. If you could find restaurants that are open, that's pretty good. Eat greens galore, organic, kill the viruses with food. Well, we have a salad every night. Um, we do not miss our salads. We do every night. We have a salad. So now that's I get the bag salads from Sam's Club. So yeah, it's cheating a little bit, but um, I take the freshest ones they got. Check the dates, pull it way from the back. Way back here, I pull it out, and so yeah, that's what I do. Uh, oh, same thing happened to you on singles, but you did get the second. Well, you're more of a man than I am. I'll tell you that. I'll admit it right now. Had a Bali thing. Yeah, that's right. I forgot, Kaz. You're Amish. I forgot. It reminds me to take my vitamin. Yeah, I take a multivitamin over 50, men's over 50, and then I take a fish supplement pill every other day, and I take a garlic pill every day. Um, I've been doing that for years now. Um, does it help? I don't know, but probably can't hurt, so I'll just stick with it. Okay, hey, we've been on here an hour and a half. I can't. It says hour and 41 minutes. So yeah, because we started a little bit early. So I can't believe jacking my jaws this long. So I appreciate you guys being here, but we probably need to cut this out so I can get to the post office and I can do some different things here. And thank you all for being here. I hope this was breaks up the day a little bit. And now we all got to get back to doing something, right? Whether it be nap time or whether we got to go do something or go to the plumbing store to get some new plumbing stuff, right? That's right. Yeah, Theo, thank you. All right, Jerry, take care. Yeah, we'll see you Saturday. Saturday at 7 p.m. If you can make it, stop on by. That'll be our next time we see each other. I'll probably put out another video tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, stay well or get well. That's right. Everybody get well. I would think that with my as not seeing as many people as I used to, I wouldn't get sick. And so far, it's held true. I have not been sick. You know, not where I'm like down, where I'm like complaining like a baby. I just haven't had that yet, and knock wood. And hopefully it doesn't happen. But yeah, Mrs. Buzz, I can't believe how susceptible she was. Just one room full of people, and she picked something up. That's kind of crazy. Um, Hopefully I don't get it. It's just an annoyance. It's not the end of the world, but it's such an annoyance. Back to your book. Don't look at the market. Ah, man, I know the last couple of days has been kind of crazy. I have one account that I only look at. So I've got CDs over here, which I never have to worry about, right? I have a SEP IRA, and it's CDs, but it's a traditional IRA. Okay, so I have those over here, and then I have over here. I had my old where I worked at Shiloh. It's now Mega Millions, or I call it Mega Millions, but it's Megalogodon or something. I don't know. They changed it. It used to be Principal, and now it's Megalogodon or something. And I don't look at that but once a week. And so I'm going to stay away from looking at that one. But the one that I play around with, I get some yield max. I got some different things that I like to, almost like day trading, but not really. Like I'll mess around with it maybe once a week, move things around, play some games. That one's I'm getting toasted on. So just a couple of the stocks have really hurt me, but a couple of them are doing decent still in what's been going on. So So we'll see what happens. But anyway, Average Joe's Life, thank you for being here. And Shirley, so take care, everybody. Stay out of jail, stay well, and we'll see you Saturday.